Welcome to the Halloween episode. Today we're going to be talking about Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, what we like about it, what we think they should do for a live action movie, and we're going to be talking about Creature Commandos. I read the first 3 issues of the original JMD and Mateus run, and then Riley here read the whole thing. Bless him. And
it's okay. I don't like it. That's very to the point. I don't like it, and I think it's because basically what I got from it, it was World War II probably.
Yeah. And also, after we talk about the comic itself, we'll talk about like what we think James Gunn will give or take away, and what we hope to see in the cartoon itself. So yeah, I guess we'll get started with the Zombie Island. Do you just want to do a quick summary of the plot? I'm pretty sure everybody already knows what the plot is.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, it's like, they did the mystery gang, and then they do their own thing. Like, they split up, they do their own thing. Like, kind of like the first live-action movie plot in the beginning. And then Daphne has the show, and she's on a talk show, and that idea, Fred, like, surprises her that the gang's back together, and they do the show. And then they wind up in Louisiana, and that's where the story begins.
Yep.
And then, they go to Zombie Island. What's the first thing they even do? They just go to Zombie Island, which they don't. Is it called that?
I don't think it's called that. I don't think it's called that.
I watched that film like 20
Yeah, I forgot if it's actually called Zombie Island. We'll just say it is. I mean, besides that, they just go there. I think this is the first time the monsters in Scooby-Doo were actually monsters too. I think that's why it was such a big film also.
Is it the first one?
I think so, yeah. That's why it was such a big deal. Because it's the first time, like, they're actual monsters.
Cyber chase.
Yeah. Well, that's after Zombie Island, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, the Witches one looks older than that.
It's not. It comes out after, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Watching out of order as a kid.
Yeah, and then they find out it probably looks older because it was a lower budget. Yeah. Yeah, right. For real. They find out the sisters are behind it. They're werewolves, right? Or some type of werewolf or whatever.
Well, they're not werewolves. They're like cat creatures.
Yeah, cat creatures. That's right. Yeah.
They worship this like cat idol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and the whole time there's like a detective. Like,
yeah.
Or FBI agent? I can't remember. Detective, for short.
Yeah.
That is trying to figure out what's going on there because a bunch of people are going missing. And then when everything starts happening, the zombies come back to life all around the island, which is what these cat people killed, over the years of immortality because they worship this idol. And, the Scooby Gang, wins in the end. Yep. I mean, that's basically it. I'd go watch the movie, though. Recommend highly if you like Scooby-Doo.
If you like Scooby-Doo and you haven't seen it, you're just doing a disservice to yourself. Because
it's
a classic. It's a classic.
And I suppose they're all animatronic, too!
Well, it is a possibility, Daff!
It really is. Animation is peak. Story's peak. Difference between this and the live action one is that they never broke up on bad terms. They just kind of grew up, They just grew out of it. That was basically it.
Daphne had her own show with Fred, and Velma ran a bookstore, and then, Shaggy and Scooby, worked at an airport.
It's kind of real. People grow up and they just kind of, split off after being such close friends, except for us. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the movie plot.
Yep.
Now, okay, so here was my idea. I've seen it before on like TikTok and Instagram, and it's like let's bring back the original cast and do a return to Zombie Island, not like the first Zombie Island, with like the original cast from the live action, because they would be old enough to do that. I would think. Maybe not now. I don't know. I really like the cast, and a lot of people do, and they're kind of like perfect for that role, especially in live action. There's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people that can step up to the plate.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And but he got confused. So what we're gonna
I recasted the whole Scooby
You
game.
recasted the whole Scooby. So what we're gonna do is go off, his casting.
Yeah, but the Scooby-Doo 2002 cast is absolutely peak. I've had a crush on the actress who plays Velma forever, so especially Scooby-Doo 2, if you know, you know. So, but
You're talking about the leather scene?
yeah, dude.
I don't even think it's leather. What is it leather?
It's like latex or something.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
she's like fucking
She,
squeaking
like,
down the
walks-
stairs.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Who's your mommy?
I saw a meme, and they're like, no wonder Hawkeye started murdering people after she died, because that was his wife, and
Yeah, that was.
yeah, and one of the comments was like, yeah, I'd kill everybody too if she died. And I was like, that's so real. I would definitely go insane and become the Ronin also if that was my fucking wife.
Become
So
Shaggy Ronin.
yeah, but yeah.
They should have put Shaggy in those live action, because like they're always pushing that and other
Yeah.
things. Like I think they should have pushed it, 'cause I think that would work.
For real. But yeah.
I got my notes here.
So some things I think they should keep. I think they should keep all of it. I mean, it was a movie. It's a movie already. I mean, you just kind
there's
of
the first
translate
zombie
it.
island, what you're talking about, and what
Yeah.
I was talking about is they did make a Return to Zombie.
I never watched The Return
You never
because
watched
that came out recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched some of it. I don't think I paid too much attention.
Yeah.
I think I was busy at the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was okay. It's not as good as the
Yeah.
original.
I saw it on Max, but I never
But
got around
if
to
they
it.
if they did make it like the original, it would be very good.
Yeah.
The problem with live action, with making this live action, you can't do what animation can do.
Yeah. Like
you
there's
don't
no
really-
like big sandwiches
Yeah.
and shit. Like,
Yeah, there's like, I
Yeah.
mean, they did some of that stuff in the live action original, and it was good. They put a lot of that stuff in, but
yeah. You just lose the exaggeration that animation provides. No.
you yawning?
Yeah.
I didn't even yawn, so there's no reason to be bored right now. Like, just do it like the first one. The second one, it did not do as good, obviously.
Yeah.
But do it like the first one, and I think they they got a winner. Like,
Yeah.
they'll make a lot of money off of it. But we can go to the Dreamcast of your Scooby-Doo game.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could start with the villains first.
Let's start with the villains.
So in this movie pitch, we'll pretend that we got the original cast back. So we're just casting the villains.
Okay.
So I think the blonde chick should be Tilda Swinton, and I think her sister should be Aubrey Plaza. So we have like a serious actor, and then we have Aubrey Plaza. She's a serious actor too, but she brings like a gothic kind of like funniness to it, like an emo funniness to it. And then for the FBI agent that helps him in the movie, I think that should be Alan Richardson. He looks pretty much like him, just put like a brown wig on him, and that's kind of him.
He got like buff for Creature, so
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of him, yeah, because he looks just like the cartoon, because he's just as buff. And then I think David Goggins should play the old crepid dude, because I think that'd be funny. Yeah, the boat guy. Yeah, so that's kind of like who I would cast. I also think the movie could afford all those actors too. Like they're not like they're A-list, but like they're not like super A-list. Like they're not like DiCaprio or something like that. So
I chose, you didn't do Snakebite.
oh, was Snakebite David Goggins? I was saying earlier. No. Oh, we didn't cast Snakebite.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
See, I casted Matt Frewer, which if you watch Supernatural, Eureka, he's in a lot of TV shows. I know that. And Matt Frewer plays especially in Supernatural, he plays one of the Four Horsemen, and he plays. Oh, pestilence, or I cannot say the word to save my life. Pestilence?
I don't know.
I don't. Okay, he plays the nasty one. That's basically, yeah. I think he'd be perfect. And then I also agreed with him with Lena as playing Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Which I think she
that would be great.
Especially since we were talking about Agatha.
Yeah.
Like her in that. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I've also seen her in, it's like that scary comedy she plays in. I can't remember the name.
I don't know.
It came out like in the recent years. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, she was good in that too. Simone, I picked Charlize Theron. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Yeah, like I feel like she could do it very well. Yeah. And then I also agreed with him when that was Richardson as the detective.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
I also think he would do it too.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be down to do that movie.
Jack Hughes. I did some research and everything, and I think what's his name?
Carl Urban?
No. Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Oh yeah. I remember we had this conversation earlier. Yeah.
So Kurt Russell I think could do, because like he's old enough, but I think there would have to be a lot of CGI played in.
You know what they could do? They could add.
Well, they could do.
If we're doing David Goggins right, they could add who plays the other vice principal in that show. And then they could add, because obviously they're going to add more scenes, because they always do that on an adaptation of a different movie. Just add more scenes with them two together for some more comedy.
That's who you said would be Snakebite. That's who David Goggins is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's who you said would be Snakebite, and then Jack Hughes. I was like, because there's not a lot of old guys. I mean.
Well, you could make the dude from Vice Principals older with makeup, and then you could just add scenes with them together.
They could do
and
what
then,
they're doing with Penguin, like have a.
Yeah.
In their 30s or 40s.
Yeah, and then just add more scenes for them together, and you could have some like gothic comedy in there too. But my casting for the new Scooby-Doo, if they did decide to do a new Scooby-Doo cast, so you'll have to pull up the actors' names because I forgot what they were, but I do remember some of them. So I think Joey Carey, the guy who plays Steve on Stranger Things, he could be a decent Shaggy.
Stop. Joe Keery.
Joe Keery.
It's not Joey. It's Joe.
Joe Keery. Sorry, my bad.
Like even his name when his famous musician name is DJO. Just pronounce it.
Oh yeah, the Back to When I'm Back in Chicago guy. I think he should be. I think.
No disrespect right now.
I feel like he should be Shaggy. I think he could do a good Shaggy.
He was good in Free Guy. He was good in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And he was good in that Spree movie,
Yeah.
horror movie. He was just crapping on his.
I'm not sorry. I mean, I liked him in Free Guy.
Mispronouncing it.
You know, I mean, he was the most boring part of Free Guy, but I liked him in Free Guy. You know. But,
well, you mispronounced his name.
sorry, I don't know him personally.
I know
you know what? He can come on this
personally.
show. He can come on the show himself, and he can come correct me. So, but Velma. Oh, obviously we'll get the original Scooby voice actor to be Scooby still. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Unless he's dead, but
I don't think he's dead yet.
no, I don't think he's dead yet. I mean, like.
Yeah, unless he's dead,
if
obviously.
This movie was ever made,
But there's also, it's easy to find an impersonator for him. But the Velma, I think it should be the main girl in Terrifier 2 and 3. I forgot her name. I'll put up an image right here, or a clip. So I think she would be really good. And then for Daphne, what's her name from Riverdale, the redhead chick?
I forgot her name in the show. I don't know her like actress name, but if you've ever watched Riverdale, it's like the redhead chick. You know, the rich chick.
Yeah, the rich chick that does her twin brother. But besides the point, so yeah, I think
Expose the fact that we've seen.
I think that should be Daphne. And then so I thought he would be too old, but I looked at them compared to the other actors, and there's only a 5-year difference with some of them, and some of them are the same age. I think Glenn Powell could be Fred. He brought a good point earlier. He might play a little bit too douchey.
He plays in this thing with Nick Jonas, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called. But he plays a really good, like, kind of douchey character. He's real confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess.
And he's only 5 years older than the girl who I want to play Daphne. So, like,
At least he wouldn't be like a Fred like Glenn Howerton played in the Velma show.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't be like that kind of Fred. He would be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a good Fred.
So that's my cast. If they decided to go like a new route, obviously we would want the original cast back because that would make more sense. But at the same time, the first Scooby-Doo movie was kind of just a redone version of that 1990 movie, though, because they separate at the beginning and then they all get back together.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah, but
Petition for Spooky Island.
yeah, but yeah, right. Did you know Warner Bros. World in I think Australia, they had a Spooky Island theme park as part of their theme park. It was Spooky Island, but they shut it down recently.
The problem is they filmed it on an island that already exists.
Yeah.
Like, it has something on it already. I
Yeah.
can't remember if it's like a reserve or something. But reservation.
Yeah.
But they did film it on a real island and really put all those sets up and everything. Props to James Gunn,
Right.
using like what's it?
Practical effects.
Practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, practical effects, because that always goes a long way.
I know them going into that haunted house was like peak.
Like,
That was so cool.
just like, we're huge fans of James Gunn.
Yeah.
Practical effects on movies and his work. Like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Peak.
That was great.
Peak. But yeah, it's kind of our thoughts. I mean, the movie's pretty much perfect. We might have nostalgia goggles on, but I don't care.
It's just our opinion,
Yeah, it's just a good movie. Just do that in live action. Probably add more scenes. Probably add more scenes with like lore and stuff.
We're obviously biased. I mean,
Yeah.
don't I own a Scooby comic? I do. It's up there.
Yeah.
Batman, Scooby-Doo, Mystery. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
totally biased.
So yeah, but yeah, that's our thoughts. So I guess we'll get on to the next topic. So now we're gonna go into the Creature Commandos segment of the episode. Neither of us liked it. I read only the first 3 issues. He read the whole book. For context, we read the original GM DeMatteis run.
Yeah.
So the OG first appearance of the team. Starting off, I get why James Gunn chose this based off his track record of the Guardians and Suicide Squad and stuff. So it makes sense. I also get why the team and the show is a totally different team. So,
Yeah, it only has 2 of the original characters.
Yeah.
G.I. Robot and Frankenstein. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the only original character. There might be a third one.
I think the
but
Frankenstein isn't even the same Frankenstein. Like, I don't think it's Lucky. I think it's the DC
yeah, it might be.
You know what I mean? Like the Frankenstein with the sword, not the Lucky Frankenstein.
Yeah. Not Lucky too.
Unless I'm not that familiar with Frankenstein in the DC. I'm pretty sure that's not Lucky. If I am,
I'm not super familiar with.
correct me in the comments. Not comics. We are talking about comics though. But yeah. So, but from what I remember, the comics that Frankenstein is in, he does not act like Lucky at all because he can also talk. So that's why I also don't think he's Lucky. So, but that being said, though, I prefer the new Frankenstein.
Well, Lucky can talk too. I mean, he has a
I
lot
thought
of
he could.
he has a lot of dialogue.
I thought he couldn't talk. I thought that was the whole point. Or does he talk later? I only read the first 3 issues, though. But in the first 3 issues, he couldn't talk.
I'm pretty
He's
sure
just
he
strong.
talks.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I guess I'm smoking something. But the moral of the story is I did not enjoy it. He did not enjoy it. We also didn't read Agents of Shade, which I heard was good
Yeah,
too.
the New 52 run with Frankenstein.
And then we also don't know too much about James Gunn thing. We only know a character lineup, and we don't know if there's we didn't look into comics that could be based off this and like the original Suicide Squad comics or anything. We didn't look into that. We were just trying to find out the story of Creature Commandos since he called it that.
Yeah. But from what it looks like they're taking a lot from the Agents of Shade comic, like tonal wise and like artistically wise.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the Creature Commandos with the robot and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of just a boring comic.
It wasn't. It's like a cool idea because you're doing like universal monsters like werewolf, vampire, mummy, Frankenstein without the mummy. But you're doing those, and then you're throwing them into like a Suicide Squad situation where they're fighting Nazis. So like it sounds good on paper, and then you read the comic, and you're like,
Hey.
I did not enjoy it. I read a 300 page book, and I felt like I wasted my time.
I read 3 issues, and then I got busy with life stuff. But yeah, I was. It sounds like I was good on it. I was pretty. The first issue was cool, I guess. I was shocked that they weren't the original Universal archetype monsters. Like they were just like people that the government forced into monsters. I thought that was interesting. Which, if they do that in the show, I can see them doing a more like government shouldn't have control over people type message with that, you know, especially...
Well, I mean, they're tying it in with like Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
It's like the 1980s, I believe, like Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And Frank... What's his name?
Well, Creature Commandos is current day.
Creature Commando, are you sure?
Yeah, it is. Originally, it was supposed to be in like the 80s, though.
Okay.
But they switched it to current day because Rick Flag Sr. is going to be in this, and it's going to like bleed into Peacemaker because he's going to be in Peacemaker too.
Yeah, 2. I saw him on set, the dude who plays Crossbones.
But he's like the same age, so there's no way it takes place in the 80s. So.
Yeah, because that would be weird if it didn't take place in the 80s.
Also, in the trailer, Amanda Waller's in it too.
Yeah, Amanda Waller is in it.
Now it could be a younger version of her, you know. But I don't think she was in the government in the 80s.
I think, because remember what James Gunn said? He said, like, he's doing the animation voice. The people that are doing the voice of animation are also doing the live action. And the chick who plays Amanda Waller is in... Yeah, Viola Davis. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the dude who plays Rick Flag Sr. Frank, what, Guerrero or something like that?
I can't remember either.
He plays Crossbones in the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember him from. But I think it's gonna be good. But if they base anything off these comics that we read, I'm scared.
I'm thinking they'll base
the idea,
right? But realistically, I see it just being Suicide Squad, but Universal monsters.
Well, there's a lot of things I didn't like about the comic. So first of all, I like reading some old comics. It's really like 50-50 with me. But what I didn't like is that, so you have Velcro, the vampire, that has accepted that he's a vampire and he will kill anybody or drink anybody's blood. Yep. And Shreve, like, pulls him in line. And then you have Griffith, where, like, he kind of accepts he's a werewolf or whatever. He's just doing the job. He's a farm boy. Like, that's his backstory. And then you have Lucky. Oh my God.
Lucky's a crybaby.
Dude, he just whines.
He doesn't whine.
He just doesn't accept that he's Frankenstein.
Yeah, like, he'll snap someone's neck and he's like, man, I don't want to do that.
And then like he just can't accept that he's a monster, and he's like, there's nowhere for it. Like they fight dinosaurs on an island, and he's like not even the like it alludes to the fact that he's like, not even the dinosaurs accept us, and I'm like.
I was like, I'm gonna just fucking.
If I wanted to read it,
bro. You were dead, and now you're alive, so it's like.
Yeah. If I wanted to read about a Frankenstein that's just gonna whine all the time, if I remember correctly, no, Van Helsing, the Frankenstein doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Frankenstein movie, that was terrible. You remember that?
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure, but it's still bad.
feel like we're missing. No, that's all of them. There's a robot that's going to be in the show.
G.I. Robot is in the original comics. And
Bride of Frankenstein is a new addition from what we read of the comics.
Like, she's not in
the original lineup.
We also didn't read that much. I really wish we would have read a lot more. Just life got in the way.
Yeah,
Can't read a lot.
Until y'all make this our full-time job. Then we'll read all the Creature Commando comics for
our
y'all.
job.
So
I have a new opinion about it, especially when the show comes out. Like, I definitely will read a lot more Creature Commando comics because, again, Agents of Shade, I've heard, is like part of that, and that is a better part of it.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's just our thoughts.
I think James Gunn is going to do a lot better, especially intertwining it with the Suicide Squad and James Gunn's track record, and
especially since this will be happening behind the scenes of Superman and bleed into Peacemaker season 2. There's already like connectivity tissue already in the universe.
I mean, he's doing that with Dick Grayson and Red Hood, or Jason Todd, like Nightwing and Red Hood, and then Bane and Deathstroke, right? That's the other film?
For some reason. I don't know why. It could be good, I guess.
From what I know of Deathstroke and Bane, I don't think...
They don't have that much history together.
No, they don't. Yeah. I mean...
Though, I guess...
League of Doom, they kind of do sometimes.
When I heard about it, I immediately went to that... So Bane was set up in his own issue. So maybe that's what they're doing. They're setting up Bane, and then Batman 1 for the DCU is going to be Nightfall. Like, we're just going to jump into... Because he's already going to be kind of older since he has Damian. So I think it's going to be Bane and Deathstroke. Batman 1's going to introduce Damian, and then... and show that Batman's kind of getting tired when he's trying to raise Damian, right? And then Batman 2, Bat gets broken, the iconic scene.
Well, it's called... I think... What, they call it Batman Brood?
Yeah.
That's what they're calling it.
But get this, though. This is what I think they're doing right. So, you know Azrael becomes Batman, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that's going to be Damian in this story. It's going to be like a rewritten version.
He's going to be Azrael?
Yes, he's going to be the Azrael Batman. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to, like, combine...
Actually, I wouldn't hate
Like, that makes sense, right? So, Bane... And then, actually, they're probably going to make Bane and Deathstroke also be part of the League. Because you know how Deathstroke is part of the League in the DC.
I like how we were talking about Creature Commandos and we got so bored of talking
about
it. Even though that's that's the title of this episode. And we're like, let's talk about the DCU that's coming out because that's more interesting.
And we're smiling doing it.
Anyway, let's go full force.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the DC animated movie universe, Deathstroke is part of the League, right? And he's jealous of Damian. Bane and Deathstroke are probably going to be part of the League and then DCU.
Well, you think Bane is going to be part of the League?
Yeah.
Has there been history of that?
There hasn't, but he's part of the League in The Dark Knight Rises, so they're probably going to...
That's true, he is. I forgot.
Yeah, so I think they might rehash that and just connect it with Deathstroke.
I need to rewatch those films.
Yeah.
Those are
it's really good. I like The Dark Knight Rises. I'm being real. It's really good. Like, just when you compare it to The Dark Knight, it's like... It goes from a really good movie to a good movie. You know?
Yeah, but all three of those films.
Oh, yeah.
Even Batman Begins, I still enjoy.
I love Batman Begins. I think it's great.
That's a great one.
So, but yeah. I think that's... Do you have any more to add?
No, I mean... We got completely off topic.
Yeah.
But... The Creature Commandos...
I would like to see Dracula.
I'd give it a read. But,
it's fun
like,
to
just
see.
fair warning, like, it's... it's... I don't know, I give it a read. Like, don't go by our opinion. This is just, like,
it's for free. But if you have Hoopla and you have your library card, just get Hoopla. It's for free on there, so you don't even have to pay for it. That way you're not pirating it either. And just read the first 40 issues. That's, like, the first 3 issues. If you don't like it, just don't read it like I did.
I read it.
Now, granted, we aren't kids in the 70s.
Yeah.
So that's probably why we didn't like it either.
Yeah,
so
in one part of the story, I don't even think he got to this part, but there was like Hitler captured them, and then he brainwashed kids or put a drug in them. I can't remember. It was really hard to pay attention.
Yeah.
And made them like try to kill the Creature Commandos, and then as anybody who ever writes Hitler we already know Hitler's bad. But anybody who writes Hitler, like, makes him, like, just over the top. Like, for instance, like, Lucky convinces a kid, like, not to hurt anybody, and he remembers killing his own mom, and I'm like, why? Just why? Like, why do we have kids as, like, weapons towards the Creature Commandos? No. It just didn't interest me, like, a lot.
But I think the show's gonna be good. The show looks like it's rated R, so
and like you have a great cast. So you have like David Harbour as Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be.
That's gonna look so cool in live action.
It's gonna be way better than Hellboy. Huh?
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think we have anything. So I'm gonna try the Clayface is in it.
Clayface is in it?
Yeah.
This is gonna be great. We're gonna have a first live action Clayface.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
This is gonna be awesome. Like,
unless they pull some bullshit and kill Clayface in the show.
If they kill Clayface in the show, I will not forgive them.
That'd be so bullshit.
Yeah, I know. Because, like, if you've ever watched Harley Quinn, which we're both big fans of Harley Quinn show, that show is funny, and Clayface is great in that. Obviously, we're not, like, talking about just that Clayface, but, like, do his story, I think that'd be good. Yeah. Even if they did it in the Robert Pattinson one, I'd still be happy.
Yeah.
Read the comic at your own discretion, I guess. Probably read Agent Shade. Like, probably read more into it than we did, because it was just... I have a disdain for it. Like, I feel like I sat on the couch and wasted, like, 2 hours.
Yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. Make sure to like, subscribe. I keep on forgetting to do that in every video. But yes, like, subscribe, send it to James Gunn on Twitter over and over again. He'll sit right next to us on the couch, and we can talk about Creature Commandos again and tell him and ask him
be cool.
Why he chose to do that. So
that would actually be really cool.
Yeah,
I mean that's a pipe dream, but you know.
But yeah, share this video with your friends, family, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister.
Anybody that enjoys comics. You know, that's what we talk about. We also talk about pop culture stuff, like, you know, we just talked about Scooby. So. And
then next episode, yes, it will be another month, but it will be a Thanksgiving theme this time.
Yes, and we will be focusing on Thanksgiving specials. I'm not going to release the name of what we're specifically focusing on.
It's not because we haven't thought of it yet. We've already
completely thought of this. So. We've already had like a whole layout and everything.
So yeah, we'll catch y'all guys later. Peace.
Wait.
What?
The new name.
Oh yeah. Okay. New name.
It's not gonna be Yapcast anymore. It's gonna be
Uncanny Floppies.
Yep. There we go. That's our new podcast name. You know,
and then watch out.
Just every episode will be named that now.
And then when we get to the point of merch, it's going to be the Uncanny shirts. It's going to be the Uncanny pre-workout, Uncanny protein powder.
Alright, he's getting ahead of himself. But basically, if you want to watch his workout channel, it's still going to be what this channel is. But when this needs to be separate, he's going to have...
Probably call it Uncanny Fitness.
Uncanny Fitness. There you go.
Yeah, Uncanny Fitness. Yeah. We're just trying to streamline all of this together because it was Blackwell Fitness. I do love that name still, but this channel is starting to become more than just fitness. So I don't want people to like click on it and...
What's your last video that you really... It was like Joker 2 thing, right?
What was that?
The last video you made was Joker 2. Yeah. So... Don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Shit was ass. Alright, any more news? I think that's it.
No, I think that's it.
Alright, cool. We'll see y'all guys later.